Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at what I believe is Mythical Pegasus by LEGO Creator. This is set number 40691, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. So thank you, LEGO, for sending this to me. And that's what we're going to be building today. It doesn't look too exciting. And I believe this is a gift with purchase offer, so with qualifying purchases of $100 or more through the official LEGO shop, you can get this set added to your cart. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not, because LEGO provides me very little info. They just said it was a gift with purchase offer. So, that's what we're going to be building, but there's 4 building guides. So here's the base to this. We build this first, supposedly, and then you get to pick one of 3 models. You already see the flying horse and a couple of birds. I don't know their names. So that's the 2 alternative models. But we're going to focus on the main model. Now, if you're interested in all the models, let me know. Okay, I may do them if I have free time, which my time is very limited, but that's what it is. So this is indeed a gift with purchase offer. That's pretty cool. That's the information I was provided. And we have 4 bags of bricks. They're numbered. Yeah, you know, not too bad. Now, I'm taking it that we start with, well, this is bag 3. And which one would be easier to build first? Would probably be the stand, and then we come and put the horse on there. I don't want the horse just flying around somewhere, like literally. So this is going to be one of those sets. Maybe we can keep it in bag form, because that's how everybody's going to build. They're going to start with booklet number 1, or bag 1. So, let's build it in the order that the things are in. Yes, this is the condition I got the manuals in. The bags were scrunched in there like LEGO didn't care. So the set's automatically at a 9. And I've been going hardcore on that for those who know me very well. And yeah, I have to put up, or I had to set aside the bus again to do this. That kind of thing. Sorry, but you know, the paid promotion offers have to come before my tutorial, sadly. But the bus, the video's done. It's been proofed. I'm still working on a thumbnail, and I'm still writing up the rough draft of the building guide. But I do have a finalized parts list. 349 pieces with 91 lots. So, yeah. Well, the color palette in this doesn't look too bad. But it's not really, there's no bright, vibrant greens and reds and yellows and stuff. It's mostly blue. And that's where we're going to start. Let's build it beginning with bag 1, which, you know. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on here. I may need that for a mock. And one of the things that I have been trying to do, and I've never seen these in that color, a friction, or a 1x2 plate with friction fork in that blue color. But I've been trying to get done with tutorials. I've been putting some stuff on Rebrickable. Starting to sell things. I'm getting requests for building guides, so I'm trying to get those done lickety-split. So if there's a guide, you just have to chime your opinion of what you want to see or what you want to purchase. And I have to put it up in key. I'm a one-man team, so it's going to take me a while to put them all up on Rebrickable. Now, for Patreon. Patreon has taken a turn, basically due to Apple. I'm just going to voice it out now. Apple wants to charge a 30% tax, the Apple tax, onto customers who use the Apple app. So if you're on my Patreon and you're using iOS, do not use the app. I'm going to just, I know it's convenient, it's all in one place, just use the web browser, use an Android, and the web browser versions, you don't have to pay the fees. You know, YouTube started passing the fees on to its customers, and I know Epic Games pulled all its apps off of the Apple Store because of the stupid Apple tax, so I don't blame them. And yeah, When I read the email on that, I was probably saying a lot of 4 and 5 letter words. There were my language is very colorful when I read all that, and I thought, well, Apple, you're just here's a you know what? Why don't you just stop right now? Stop digging. Because I have an Android device that I can buy stuff on a lot cheaper than I can on an Apple device. Apple is very expensive. Not only the devices that they make, but it's just how it is, I guess. So I'm not going to get into a full-blown rant on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, though, this is what Lego sent me. And I'm going to try to do is get this done lickety-split. And I want to get done with I got a brick exploration I still got to get done, and then this. So I'm going to try to do all this in one day. And yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of working on sets. And every time I want to look at the Michael Myers house, this stuff comes in, and I'm like, well, I may not have it done by the end of the month. There's no way, because I'm still working on the bus tutorial. The building guide for the bus, actively working on the bus. At least I'm getting something done on it, you know. But when I heard about this set that I'm getting, I thought, oh, another 3-in-1 creature creator set. And that's more parts falling down. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to do it. And yeah, so it's here. And if I knew what it was, I would have declined this offer. Lego tells us very little, and yeah, it's when they send us a set, we're stuck with it, and it's just another hour's worth of paperwork, and that's not including video editing that I have to do on this. And yeah. So, my intent today is to get done with some brick exploration. Get done with the brick exploration. I may film another one today, and just trying to keep those as fillers when I'm not doing reviews, and do some more tutorials. I haven't had a chance because this weekend, and today is, I have no clue. I don't even have a device that has a calendar on it. Today is August 12th, 2024, so I just got done with a lot of work, and now I'm working on the Pegasus thing, and somebody's cussing up a storm, and it isn't me. May have to mute part of the video out. And no, I don't use the sensor beep that everybody uses. You know, I don't use those. Alright. I've been wanting to talk to my mom today, but she's been on the phone like a chatty Cathy doll all day long. I thought, well, I have to get going on work stuff. And when I got on work and came home, she was still on the phone. I thought, what was it, 8 or 9 hours later? And I'm getting ready to crash for bed here after I get done with all this. I've had a long day today, a very hot, miserable day. It was like in the 104 today. It was not fun at all. At least this cool color here makes me feel a little better. Not by much, though. Not by much. But when I saw this and I opened up the box, I kind of was like, oh. I know some people out there got the Legend of Zelda sets and all that stuff. And I was like, well, why couldn't they send me that? At least we'd have fun putting that together. I don't know how fun it would be, but some horse is not going to be fun. And when I saw this, I thought, well, we're going to have to do it. I'm trying not to bellyache, but it's hard. You know, when you get, especially when you get stuff that you kind of, I want to work on my own creations. Because what am I doing? I'm reading a building guide. I want to write building guides and share my ideas. Because I like to share my ideas than just follow somebody else's stuff, you know. But yeah. So if you're interested in my stuff, my building guides, they will be on Rebrickable. I just uploaded another $1 building guide. I'm uploading a lot of the smaller guides. And had somebody asked for a building guide request. Could I combine items together? I'm like, as long as it's 100 pieces or more, I can. If it's already over 100, then I have to sell them a la carte. But he's like, well, no, I'm interested in this. Do you have this building guide? It was a really small one. I said, well, I don't want to just give you or sell you a building guide that's under... It was like a 40-piece building guide. And my minimum is $1. I said, well, if you got a couple of other things that are related to this, I'll put it as a package deal. So he comes back and says, well, I got a couple of other guides. I said, oh, I could put all those in there. And it ends up being about 140 pieces. I said, there you go. All that could be sold for $1. And he was happy with that. I'm very happy. Oh, these are just tacked in. So, if there's guides you're interested in, just remember, I can, if they're small, I can combine them into a package deal. That's what that looks like. I have a scratchy throat today. Allergies are not playing fair. And the eyes are printed, at least that's cool. This is like a little kitty set than anything. Yeah. So it looks like bag 1 does the torso and head. And then the same thing on this side here. I gotta go see what's going on, but I got Pegasus in the way. So it looks like we got to build legs and wings. I think that's what bags 2 and 3 are. We don't know yet. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a collaborative build. So if you're looking for something to build with the family, maybe the stand could be split from this. But all right, we got 1 extra plate here. Oh, I see. I forgot to put a few pieces in. I think this goes back here. So I forgot those. And for the most part, bag 1 does the torso and head, and that's what we have remaining. And so far, is the build keeping my interest? I'm not going to lie. Yes, it is. It's just not my kind of thing, but we'll see where it goes. Okay, now we're moving on to bag 2. Let's see what kind of... Not a whole lot in there. And for the most part, it looks like it's mainly small to medium pieces. And, yeah. You know, if it's hot and miserable outside, these colors are kind of refreshing, but Lego just sent me an old-fashioned Lego creator set with a bunch of, like, making houses or buildings or something. A goofy-looking horse. So it looks like we're building wings. And I'm taking it, we're probably building one at a time because there's only one of these. So what I'm going to do here, let's see. Here's bag 3. Well, we'll go with it then. I have no clue. I'm looking for another one of these. I thought maybe it'd be a duplicate, or it could be the tail wing. Tail wing. I don't even know my horse parts. Or Pegasus parts, but for that matter. We don't know yet. We don't know. So, let's see here. And, yeah, I can think of some other things to build today. But, you know, like I said, it's here. Mostly this is just a promotional offer to promote Lego stuff, you know. I wish Lego would promote my building guides. It'd be nice. Because my stuff is better. I'm sorry, but my builds are actually really good. When I first started, they weren't that good, but I've gotten better. Oh, I can always use rounded 1x3 plates. I took a thing of salt, and I was hoping to get rid of the scratchy cough, so when I come and edit this, I'm going to have to edit all the coughing and throat clearing and all that stuff, because I won't have you listen to that. Well, looks like we're messing with more white plates. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a duplicate. Let me see here before we start going here. Okay, hold on. They are mirrors. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to be doing more white, boring parts anyways. Let's just get it all prepared now. And the reason being is I can get it done really fast and get it out of here. You shouldn't feel like that about a set, but this is something I kind of... When I saw the offer and I thought, well, when they just told me it was a Creator 3-in-1 GWP, I thought, well, that would be interesting. You know, it sounds... Never seen those before. Well, I can see why this is a gift with purchase. This is like a punishment set. Ooh, look at that. One of those opaque tiles that's got that glittery color on there. So what I'm going to do here is just build both sets of wings first. And it's all white with some purple and blue with it, but I'm hunting for white parts again. It's almost every set I've been building lately has been having a lot of the bland. Remember that message board with all the white parts in it? Yikes, that was miserable. And we got to make 4 of these, so that's I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be, if this is indeed a GWP, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be like, I'll pass on this, unless you're into this type of stuff. For me personally, no, I would probably walk away from this set. I don't think I would build. I wouldn't rush out. For me personally, anyways, I wouldn't rush out and start placing orders. Let me start separating parts here. I've had some that says, you know, oh, by the way, I'm not a professional filmographer. My hands may get in the way. I've had some people call me names because the hands are in the way. Remember, you can always send me money and I can get a better camera. Or get a second camera so I can have B footage. All right. If for those who are complaining anyways. But for the most part, it's tough to be a creator. Always got somebody who always wants Hollywood quality films. I'm not Hollywood. I'm a computer programmer by trade. This type of piece works good for like cold frozen stuff. Those rounded tiles, they're like the opaque color. These work really good for that. And they're wasting it on Pegasus right now. Don't worry, tiles, we'll save you from this. And let's start sorting things out, because there's a lot of decent parts that I could use, but mostly in white. And I guess white must be a cheap color for Lego to produce, because that's all I've been seeing in a lot of the sets lately is white. Maybe that's the modern, maybe that's what the kids want. No, and you see this restaurant that I'm working on, it's going to have a lot of color to it. Colors you won't really see in a Lego set, because I'm going to use more than just white. In fact, white will probably be a very small portion of the build. That's just my building style. Well, I'm finding the rest. I got to find these parts that go on the ends now. I'm still pulling out other things right now. I haven't found them. I try to keep the rants on these kind of low. Some people say they like the rants. They like to hear my opinions on things. Some don't. I mean, $100 to clear for this. I mean, I got a parts order that I got to place. Maybe I'll be lucky and get a second one of these. What will I do with it? I don't know. Maybe just give it to a friend or something. If I have extra sets that are just given to me, in terms of gifts, I give them away. I got, and you know, I used to make videos saying that you can never not have enough Lego. Yeah, yeah, that's a lie now. You can have too much of it. Okay, so now we got to put the little feathers on the wing thing. And that's why they're using the round plates. Yeah, so we got that out of the way. So when you're building this, the wings are, you can build them both. We could have built one wing at a time, but I have a life other than Lego. Alright, that's what they look like right there so far. Little hands, if you want to call them that. Okay. And then we got to put some of these on here. I'm glad now I sorted some of this out. Ooh. There we go. These are going to be used to fortify up these joints, and we need to pull out another couple of these here. And Jay, but why do you accept all those if you don't like them? I have no choice. I don't know what they are until Lego sends them to me. And at that point, let me get this one here because that's the one I'm following off the building guide. I don't know. Now I know what it is, and I kind of regret it. All right. And then that's it. Then we take this one here, and we attach it here. Probably works stuff. That goes like that. So this other wing goes here. So I guess you're supposed to make it look like Pegasus is flying to you. It doesn't look like anything. It looks more just like a... Well, I better not insult the Lapras, but that's... Okay, we already got the wings installed. Now we got to work on the... we got to make two of something. Maybe these are legs or something. When I do the review on this set, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna go brrr, do a spin tour of it and be done. I got the turntable cleared off, and I'm just wanting to start also on the backup of the campground. What's that thing I did? The amphitheater. I got this in the way right now, but I was going to start a little bit on that over the weekend. But I got wrapped up doing the reviews. I finished up the review on one of those other sets that I had and got it done. And just to get another one arriving at the house. And it's been kind of busy in terms of Lego stuff. Keeping up with the paperwork, selling building guides. Yeah, it's... When I start selling all those guides, though, I could sleep better. Because then I know that they're preserved. Somebody asked me if I would sell them the stud files. And I'm like, no. I'm like, they won't do you any good because my stud files are... When you look at a big building guide, even my smaller, like my vehicles, they're written up in 2 or 3 building guides. I just put them in an editor to compile all the footage together. So... Looks like we're putting together the rear legs. So they go in like this. So about what is this, bag 2 or 3-1? I don't remember what we're working on. Does the wings. Something -2 does the legs or rear legs. And these go right here. Trying to show you here, snaps right in place. Obviously we got a tail. We haven't gotten any of that yet. And And there's a tall tale sign here that we're going to be building more legs. That's exactly what we're doing. We're building the front legs now. Yeah. Taking a nosedive there, huh? Taking a nap. Is that what it is? Nappy poo time? I wish I could take a nap. I still got to fix dinner for the evening for everyone. It's my turn. Boy, that's crooked. Oh, and by the way, these are not to be construed as tutorials or building guides. Or, you know, just basically follow along, see what the build is like. If I'm ranting too much. The rantometer, maybe we need to come up with that. The rantometer. And these manuals are not even laying flat. So far, the set is still at a 9, just because of the condition of the manuals, the way that they were packed. Other than that, I'm not dinging off. The set's not really exciting to me, but I'm not going to give it a failing grade just because I'm not interested. Is it keeping my interest? I'm going to say it's average. You know, I want to see the outcome, but I can care less, you know, about it. Matter of fact, if I need to place a parts haul, I better do it before they release this, as I'll have a second copy in inventory. I don't need any more white parts. I got plenty of those to keep me company here. Yeah, summer is halfway over, guys and gals. Kids are already starting back at school this week. And yeah, they start school in the middle of August out here. Kids, it's just, well, not the kids, but the schools, they, you know, everybody now takes off every holiday now. Doesn't work like that when you get a job. All right. And, you know, let's put that in there right there. Goes like that. So you just snap that in there. I'm not a fan of the little hooves, but I guess that's to be expected. There we go. Sorry the way it looks, but there you go right there. She can stand up. And we're not done yet. So now it looks like we're doing the tail. Wow, a purple 1x4 plate. That's kind of rare. These are rare. I'll show you. Let me put this on here and I can show you here. See that? These inverted like 1x2 45-degree slopes with the notch in the back. I need those in different various colors. Yeah, well, purple is not a color on my wanted list, but well, we're getting there. Someday LEGO will produce the parts I need in certain colors, but you know, it's oddball at least. It's an oddball color, and I'm always after those. This must be the tail. I'm just gathering. I don't know. The tail of Pegasus. Peggy-poo. I don't know. I can always use bricks with bow. And wow, 1x3 flat tile in that color. Haven't seen that before. So if you're looking for this set, you do have to spend so much. Like I said, it's not confirmed yet. So your guess is as good as mine. And I got so many of these type of tiles, these 2x2 tile with bow in different colors. And they're good for what LEGO's using them for. So you could use those for like this color. I could see this being inside of a nightclub or something, this purple. Or maybe a restaurant or something, but I don't think I could see it in one of my house builds. If you're building something like at Miami Beach, Florida, in Miami, where they got those buildings along the coast with the bright, vibrant colors, that would work with that too. Yeah, so this is the tail. So bags 1 and 2 does Pegasus. And that is what we have remaining there. Now, it's telling me to move on to the stand here. It even tells you what kind of book. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, now we're going to be moving on to bag 3 And we got the stand. I think this is broken down into 2 builds. We don't know yet. Because I still got another bag over here. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a collaborative build. Maybe up to 2 people can build this. We'll see. Because the horse pretty much, or Pegasus, just stands by itself. So, alrighty. It is humid and hot. I went outside to check what was going on. Everybody's already in bed. Well, I've never seen one of those bricks in that color before. I thought, hey, everybody's already in bed? Okay, fine. I'll be eating alone tonight. But anyways, though, I mean, this is, I mean, it's an okay set. It's not something I would pick, though. It's just how it is. So I'm already starting to work on 2025 builds. I've got some stuff done. Matter of fact, I got 40% of next year's content filmed, including 2 vehicles. I am working on a new trailer project, and yeah, it depends on how Patreon goes. You may not see a whole lot on Patreon anymore, too, except for I may have to do 2 tiers. I don't want to have a higher paying tier. I don't know what I'm going to do yet about it. I just know I got to think of a way to make everyone happy. Oh man, that's kind of a pain. Lego, you should have had us put these in before these other pieces. I'm going to have to get my big fat fingers in there, or bony fingers, my Skeletor hands in there. Put those parts in. Now we need 8 of these. I can always use these for tremorite around doors and windows and stuff. But for the restaurant project, I'm already working on some of the furnishings now, which will be for tutorials, because a lot of this stuff is new. And some tutorials will be altered for more general use, and some will just be preserved. But I think, though, I'm trying to shoot to get that done in 6 weeks, but I have a feeling it's going to be dragged out because Lego will send me a bunch of sets towards the end of the year. Usually I get about 15 to 20 offers between September and December. And those offers will last, they'll be produced all through February. All right, so it's like you're going to have to skip a stud on the left to do these. And I notice a lot of you guys prefer this channel more because we go into more of the analysis and depth build of these projects, which is cool. Okay, it's like this sits inside here. Not sure what that's for. Maybe that's the gas pump. We don't know. We don't know what we're building yet. It's probably the innards for the... So this is the display stand base, I guess. That's what I'm going to call it. The display stand base. All right, first we got to stack these. These are a very handy brick to have. These, including with these. If you need to make palisade bricks, there you go. Do we cover up the hole? Yeah, apparently you do. So if you need palisade bricks, here you go. I mean, we can't put that on there first. side there. Yeah, but any of these type of bricks, if you get these, they're a really good help if you're building log cabins, forts, castle walls. It's a nice part to have nonetheless. So if you get this set, you'll get a bunch of these. So hopefully you'll get a bunch and they'll be of use to you. Oh, that's kind of nice. It's almost perfect there. It's got a nice texture to it too. But I mean, for the most part though, I'm going to say it's an average set. It's still at a 9. Nothing's falling apart. I'm only dinging off for that. And there's no brick separator, but we haven't opened up the other bag yet. It might be in there. If there's no brick separator, I may just incline to drop this down to an 8 because it is a Creator 3-in-1. I didn't see one in the box, so we don't know. Okay. Some people appreciate my honesty, though. You know, I'm looking at it through the eyes of a mock builder, not as a Lego collector. And that's it for bag 3. So yes, bag 3 just does the display stand base. All right, so bag 4 looks like it's mostly gold. Let's see what kind of goodies are in here that we could use for other creations. Let's see. Okay. Well, I have a bunch of these in my collection. I don't need any more. Does it matter which way? I don't think it matters which way this goes. I'll just put it right there. And I don't know if I have these parts in that color, in pearl gold or warm gold. I have foam bases in the tiles. I don't think I have any of those. I think I have a few of these profile bricks, but let's see here. Yeah, these manuals were crammed in the box so bad, they just don't sit flat. Now, I'm only going to cover the first model, but if you want, and I get enough requests, I will do the other builds in the guide. When I'm done with these, I keep them grouped up for a few months, and if there's no request, then they're gone. I mean, literally, I part them out. They don't exist anymore. And they go, and these parts go in my collection. In fact, I need to place a parts haul anyways, a parts order, mainly just pieces for future builds. Stuff that's interesting to me, something I may use. I don't know. All right. And that goes right in this opening here, like that. All right, so we'll have to move the camera. So when I do this, I may put it on a turntable. Usually that's the better option. And then just point and then put my findings. So I'm just gonna be inclined to tack the tour with the review at the end of the build here. I've been thinking about putting the unboxing and the other parts to this on this too, so it's a complete video. I got to think of how to seamlessly do that and slowly migrate over to this channel here and use the main channel strictly for customs. I'm starting to yawn. I got to make me a meal here. A long day at work, I'm bored, I'm tired, I'm still trying to cool down and that kind of thing there. And yeah, not too bad. I mean, the stand feels pretty sturdy. I haven't had anything fall off of it. I'd say build quality on this, despite of it not being exciting, is very good. Very good, strong build. So you're not getting a flimsy build, but we haven't really done a full durability test. What I'm doing is, if we can build it successfully without things falling off, we got some hollow studs. Those always come in handy. You know, I'm not talking about dropping this off of a 10-story building to see if it can survive the fall. I'm talking about, you know, if I'm building it, if I just put a part on the whole thing disintegrates, yes, I'm going to be hard on that. But I haven't had anything just, you know, catastrophically fail. What, like, we don't have those in gold? Would have been nice. Maybe it's meant to be darker gold. Okay. Okay, how do these go on here? Well, hold on. I may have made a mistake here. It shows them like this, but this is already level on the top. Did I do something wrong here? Let's see. Oh, I did do something wrong. My bad. I made a mistake. You know what? These are supposed to go like that. Whoopsie, my bad. Well, that's an easy fix. Now, the reason why I don't filter these out, because I know some people make mistakes like I just did. There's some out there who will redo the shot again for their speed build videos. I make a mistake. You may make that mistake too. Well, at least it's an easy one. We didn't have to tear half the build apart. It was a quick one. So we just got to be a little more careful. In fact, this is a nice base. You could put something on, like a little. This would make a nice little trophy stand here to display I don't know, maybe a trophy. Maybe if you're doing I don't know, those brick conventions or something. Make a great trophy base. So this set does have possibilities, but you can't make the whole thing gold. I'm sure you could if all the parts are available. And we're getting there. That's what it looks like on the top. I haven't turned on the floodlight yet. I've been unplugging a bunch of stuff with the way electric is. I've been unplugging all these vampires around my house. All those vampire appliances. So, and I need something to work. I always check and see if it's unplugged. Sometimes I'll turn something on thinking, why isn't it working? And that's what we have remaining there for bag 4. And yeah, and it doesn't tell you how to put Pegasus on there. I guess you just set her on there. Huh. Well, let's take a look at the box art. If I can grab it. So that's what it is. Looks like that'd be top heavy. Well, let's back this up. So yes, the camera will be jittery and bouncing around here. And let's focus this in better. Now I'm just going to go ahead and prepare. This is setting up. And now we're going to set Pegasus on the stand here. Snaps right on there like that. Oh, I was expecting it to fall down. No, it's staying up pretty good. So you can have her. You can do, well, let's see here. That's supposed to have been there too. Just hold the paws down. Trying to give her a little bit more three-dimensional like that. And I guess you really can't. And we are still, it's tall, it's vertically built. It's going to be a pain to get that to fit in there. Now I'm going to, you know what, do I really need a turntable for this? Probably not. You know, because I can just simply come in here and do it like that, you know. But that's how you attach it to the base. And then you can just have it a little more flexible. And like that. Wings do move. But honestly, it's just a display piece, nothing more. So let me find the turntable stuff real quick, and we'll get going on the filming of it. And getting it done, because that's the name of the game right now, is to finish it up so I can do the fun stuff. Now, do I need the plywood that goes into my turntable, or can I just do it like this? And, of course, excuse me here, pardon me. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love my review quality here. I keep it real. I don't like to just filter. I don't want to censor and script these. I still got to put the cleats on the bottom of this, but I haven't had time to do that yet. Oh, in addition to all the problems that have been going on, the power steering went out of my truck. I found a big massive leak in the power steering pump. So, and it's literally ran dry, so I'm going to put some stuff in there, but I'm going to evacuate all the stuff that's in there now out of the reservoir. And if I see any metal shavings in there, and I'll drive it down to the place with something in there and have a new one put in. That's the price to pay to have an old beater. And I'm trying to fix up with all the new parts I've been dumping into it. It's almost like a new car in a way. Air conditioning's new. The air conditioning's new. The brakes are new. A bunch of that stuff in there is getting to be new. I don't know anything about cars, so I'm just learning how to fix it myself. Just get the Haynes manual out and just read up on it. Lots of reading, lots of research. Okay, let's turn on the floodlight here. We got to put her in the spotlight. Let's make sure she's not washed out, because it's a white on white build. I don't have any other colors here. I'm just trying to knock out the shadow. And let's see. Let's readjust the brightness on this here. All right, I think that's good enough. And let's get her in the center here. I used to have a dot on here. I don't know what happened to it. It was a little dot on this table, but it's gone. Might have got rubbed off, but for the most part, that's what it is. And she can be detached to build the other two models. So what I'm going to do, save my work here, and then we're going to go ahead and do the tour. Here we have the Mythical Pegasus all assembled. She is on her perch or her display stand. And we'll take a good 360 spin tour of her to show all her glory. And she can detach from the base. There are two other alternative models that use the same base. You don't have to tear apart everything. Bags 3 and 4 do just this. So bags 1 and 2 do the Pegasus and the two other secondary models. So she can easily detach. Her wings do move, and legs, and the head's fixed, but for the most part not too bad. And despite of how she is built, she's very strong and sturdy. We're going to jump right on in the review with build quality, and it is just that. It's a very sturdy build. I was expecting this to be very flimsy and brittle, but no. And looks like she's ready to tip over, but this has got a lot of weight to it. This ain't going anywhere. It just keeps falling back. So if you're looking for a really good strong base, not only for Pegasus but for other creations, this will do it. If it can support the Pegasus, I'm sure it'll work with other builds. So build quality is not lacking here. Build experience, I'm going to say this is an average build. It did keep my interest, just not something I'm interested in. But for the most part, if you're interested in horses and mythical creatures, here you go. The build experience it's average for me. So I'm sure for somebody else, this would probably be a really good build. but it just didn't cut it for me. And it is possible you can drop this in a Lego city. You can put this in your town square and just have this as your statue. So it is possible that she can be displayed in a Lego city or in some Lego fairy tale theme. You can put that in there too. Set also does have a nice selection of parts that you can use for other creations, but there's a lot of white pieces in here. But you do get a hint of the blue and purple and pearl gold and tan. So there's a lot of pieces that can be used for other builds. Now this set is a collaborative build. Pegasus and the stand are actually separate. So one person can build Pegasus, and the other person can build the stand. As far as for the builds being balanced, it's hard to say, but it is possible for up to 2 builders to construct this set. So it'd make a great little small group project. So my final score on this set is going to be an 8 out of 10. 2 things. 1, the box was packed sloppy, and 2nd, no brick separator. For this being a Creator 3-in-1 set, you think there'd be a brick separator provided. No, it's up for you, the builder, to provide that. Sadly, I don't know why they didn't include that in the build. Would have been really nice. But other than that, though, it's not a bad build. It's just not my taste. And just by looking at it from the first impressions on the box, it didn't look too exciting. But now seeing it in person, I have second thoughts. So this is merely just a display piece. So for qualifying purchases of $100 or more through the official Lego store, you can get this, but it's not playable. Maybe you can put a minifigure here in the back, but for the most part it's just meant to be displayed on a shelf queen. But for the most part it's not a bad set, just not my liking. Tell me what you think.